Hundreds gathered at Austin-Bergstrom International Airport to protest President Donald Trump's travel ban. The president signed an executive order Friday evening barring citizens of 7 predominantly Muslim nations from entering into the U.S. for at least the next 90 days. Fox 7's Jennifer Kendall joining us from ABIA right now. Jennifer, what's going on?
Ashley, police say no travelers from the Austin airport have been detained because of that executive order, but that is not the case in other U.S. cities. And because of the possibility that it could happen here, there are lawyers standing by ready to help.
Good. I had a feeling you were going to say that.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order temporarily banning people hailing from Iraq, Syria, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen from entering the United States. Many Americans outraged by the news fought back with their voices, messages, and demonstrations.
The fact of the matter is, on its face, Trump's executive order is not only unethical and un-American, but unconstitutional.
More than a dozen immigrants and refugees who flew into the U.S. Friday and Saturday were detained for several hours because of the order. At least 7 lawyers in Austin spent Sunday at the airport in case anyone on the 2 arriving international flights needed their help.
We're here in case there are folks that are put in a room, scared to death, and have no help. And we'll try to do what we can to help them out, including their families.
But those being detained on U.S. soil aren't the only people advocates are concerned for.
I believe that we should not only just be advocating for people being detained at the airports, but people who are trapped in war-torn nations who could be facing life or death situations.
Protesters say the move by President Trump discriminates against Muslims, most of whom have no ties to terrorism.
Yeah, it's concerning that he picked these particular countries, and he's making exceptions to allow Christians in as well. I mean, if that isn't racial profiling, racial discrimination, if that isn't hatred, I don't know what is.
Saturday, a federal judge's emergency order temporarily barred the U.S. from deporting people from nations subject to President Donald Trump's travel ban. However, that order will not affect the ban on those traveling to the U.S., and it did not quell the fears of millions of Americans.
And I don't care if you voted for Trump or not, you should be worried about your freedoms because it's huge. It is gigantic what's going on there. It's not right. The country is imploding, and something will have to happen eventually.
But one Muslim American who left Egypt for the U.S. 20 years ago says there is still a silver lining.
Make no mistake, the hate that Trump and his administration are forcing on our brothers and sisters in all walk of life is really a blessing in disguise because it united all of us together.
Today's protest lasted for about 4 hours and there were no arrests. Police coned off a specific part of the pickup area so that protesters did not get in the way of travelers. Ashley?
All right, Jennifer Kendall live for us from ABIA.